Brazil. My name is Will Joseph Cook, and you're listening to 89, a Radio Rock FM.
Fala galera, beleza? Sou o Wendell Correia e hoje eu vou conversar com o cantor inglês Will Joseph Cook sobre o novo álbum que ele lançou chamado Every Single Thing, lançou em junho, e mais algumas curiosidades, tudo isso com exclusividade para 89, a Rádio Rock.
Nice to meet you, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
How was the...
It was great. So I was out with an artist called Danka, who has been a friend of mine for years, but we never had the chance to tour together. So yeah, this was like his first big post-pandemic tour, and we thought it'd be cool to do it together. So yeah, we went everywhere from France, across to Germany, Poland, Netherlands, all over the place. It was great.
That's great. You've never been in Brazil, have you?
To Brazil? No, never. Just to Mexico. Did a show in Mexico, but that's the only I haven't even done an American tour. That's the only thing that side of the world that I've done.
Yeah, I hope you can make it this time in Brazil.
Oh, me too, man. I'd love to come.
And talking about the new album that is coming up, how was the process of writing and recording? I know that you stay a week in Mexico, you went to LA, there was some remotely work with a friend called Eric, if I'm not wrong. How was the process of writing and recording the album for you?
It was cool. It was, I think it was the most I've enjoyed it ever. This felt like the first time I really made an album in a short space of time. So my first and second albums were songs over a few years that I put together, whereas this was I wrote all the songs in over the course of 3 months of the lockdown, just at home, and then recorded it and made the album in a month and a bit. So it was a very kind of quick, intense process that I think I hadn't had the opportunity to do in the past. And it's more fun that way. It's you can kind of give your whole life over to this album. Everything's more kind of exciting and things happen quickly. I much prefer this process, I think.
That's great. And then which was the first track you made for the album?
The first track would have been, I think it was Little Miss and Gummy that I started at the same time. They were Little Miss, Gummy and Bop were the first 3 songs that I had. And then kind of everything else built around that. Although some of the ideas, there's a track called Goofing Around, and I'd had this song half finished for a year. That was the only one that was not part of this short time frame process,
And on the song Little Miss, you say Little Miss, every single thing about you. And there's the verse, the lyrics on the album name title. Why did you decide to name the album after this verse?
I think it's just so the album is full of love songs and songs about love. And to me, it just seemed to sum everything up quite nicely. To me, love is accepting and loving every single thing about someone. So it just felt like it encapsulated the idea of new love and being kind of obsessed with someone. So that was why I went with it.
The first 5 tracks, is my opinion, I don't know if you agree with me, that there is a lot of upbeat and happy songs, and then come a kind of reflection songs and telling that you miss the person. Did you make the cycle of falling in love, like a relationship? When you met the person, everything's perfect, and then you start missing the person. Is that the idea of the album?
I think it's more it felt weird jumping between the emotions of the first few tracks to then some of the emotions explored in the second half. I mean, I usually like starting albums with up tempo, something to just so that people, I don't know, it's that you instantly win them over with something more kind of welcoming at the beginning, and then it kind of gets deeper and deeper. But I mean, I wanted to avoid, because I usually do this for the second half of the album is a bit slower. So there's tracks I wanted to do it differently on this one. I think the energy is just different in the second half. So 4 a.m. is the biggest sounding song on the record. Feels is the Feels is a dance. It's almost has a reggaeton beat to it, So it has I still think it has energy. It's just a different kind of thing. And yeah, I guess it explores maybe more sad emotions or like difficult emotions with relationships. Like, yeah, the feels is about closure of like an old breakup. Today It's Raining was about like not being able to visit my girlfriend in hospital over the pandemic. She was sick. Guaranteed is like thinking about what does it even all mean and like what's the point in love. So yeah, it definitely gets deeper and more existential on the second half.
So you're really talking about yourself on the songs.
Yeah, everything is, man. Like everything is just my life.
And there's short introduction that you use in the song. You started singing almost on the first seconds of the song. Do you write the lyrics before the melody?
With sometimes. I mean, most of the time it's melody first for me. Or like I'll find nice chords and then I will like one lyric will jump into my head and then I'll get stuck on this one lyric and I'm like, well, what's the, I build outwards from this one line. And yeah, with Little Miss, for example, I had like the chorus that I feel so weird without you, but I don't need a lullaby when. Like I had this little melody in line for ages, and then just kind of in one day wrote the whole song around it. But yeah, I'm like a melody and like one line first, and then that's how I start.
And you are the one who play all the instruments when you are recording, composing the songs?
I play most of them. So I collaborate. I'm not a very good piano player. So my friend Eric, he has played some little bits of guitar and mostly keyboard and backing vocals on the record. And then I kind of play most of the bass parts, guitar parts, vocal. But I mean, when I'm writing at home, if I'm on my own, then I'll do everything, but I'll just do some bits badly. So my keyboard part will kind of suck, and then I'll get someone else to do it better.
And talking about the videos, all the new videos of these albums were directed by Betty Gilbert. There's Betty Hoddle Productions. It's from yours, Betty Hoddle Productions.
Yeah. So this is like my label.
And how was working with Betty?
It's great, man. Again, he's a close friend now, so we've worked together multiple times and I really enjoy this. I think it's not often that artists work with the same music video director again and again, but for me it's almost like working with the same record producer over an album. Like you get a consistency and like a dialogue that is very difficult to just create with new people every time. So, Bertie understands what I like, what I find funny. We have like a similar taste in like culture. So I like working with him because he's very versatile and he understands like what I want to make.
And you mentioned two songs that I want to ask you about. That 2 days it's raining. You say that when your girlfriend was in a hospital, right?
Yeah.
And then on the song Guaranteed, I heard sirens on the background. The beginning of the song, I didn't know if it was police, if it was from the hospital. That song is connection with each other.
Well, it was actually just the fact that Mexico City is a very noisy city.
Yeah, I've been there.
Very, very loud. So a lot of the city was in the music. So
yeah, great.
So when we were recording, but it just added like a vibe. But then, I mean, the song is kind of about death, like Guaranteed. It's like thinking about, when you die, what was it all for? And I actually really like the fact that it has a siren at the beginning because it's almost paints this story of someone who maybe has just died and it's like their last thoughts about like going through their head. I know that sounds really dark, but like I only realized once we'd finished it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. There's like this little story that you can build into it. But it was just because I was in an apartment with no soundproofing. So Mexico City was just coming in.
Great story. Because I was thinking maybe there is a relation with Eddie Vedder's song Guaranteed, because it's also the last track of his first album. Then I heard the songs, and then you mentioned there was a song your girlfriend was in the hospital. Maybe the song is connected with each other.
No, fortunately not. She's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's great to hear.
yeah.
And talking about the other song that you've already released, Bop. What is a bop song? Because it's hard for us here in Brazil to know exactly what is a bop song. You know, it's a song like cool to dance. Is that right?
Yeah, a bop is just like a hit, you know, like a good song, you know, one that, but it's usually for like something that is quite light and fun, you know. So like, oh, this is just a bop, like it makes you feel good. So it's usually for like pop music that's really good.
And in the song Kisses, what means this song for you?
This song was this was just a song about being away from my girlfriend, and it's just like reassuring her that like when I am away, like I'm still just thinking about really chill, dumb evenings that we have together. So it's like celebrating really casual evenings. So not like a date night or whatever. It's just like an evening where maybe you cook like your favorite food and watch a movie and just like have a lazy evening in. So it's just like a song kind of celebrating that feeling.
Did your girlfriend enjoy the album?
Yeah, she loves it, man. She's
That's great.
yeah.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate your time. Great album. I really enjoy it, man. Hope to see you in Brazil with your show here.
Yeah, I would love to. If I'm there, man, hook me up. I'll come say hey at your radio show. Thank you, man.
Bye-bye.
89 na Rádio Rock.